Hi everyone, in today's Dragonwilds guide, I'll be showing you everything you need to know to level up faster, make better decisions, and get the most out of your time in Ashfall. My name's Thurnax, let's get into it. If you're just starting in RuneScape Dragonwilds, there's a good chance you're making at least one of these mistakes. Today I'm going to be covering 10 common mistakes that can slow your progress, waste valuable resources, or even make the game just much harder than it needs to be. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid and how to progress more efficiently. So let's jump right in. Mistake number 1. Building your first base anywhere. It's tempting to throw down your first base the moment you gather enough materials, but location matters more than size. Try building somewhere close to trees, stone, water, multiple types of resources. A well-placed base saves countless hours of running back and forth throughout your gameplay. Just taking a look at some of where I would recommend to play and set up that base is Bramblemead Village, right here on the map. So within Bramblemead, you're going to see multiple resources like flax, cabbage, potatoes, and all kinds of rune essence, red berries. I mean, you've got all kinds of stuff. Also, a great place to put your base is kind of where I did, where the old Wiseman lives. Now, I made this base unraidable, so you can't get war banded or raided, which is nice. Had an air step jump up into here. And yeah, just a nice little starter base, nothing too fancy. But I feel like definitely having a good strategic place, definitely since the old Wiseman is key to your first tier area of Dragonwilds. Mistake number 2. Hoarding everything. One of the quickest ways to slow yourself down is by trying to carry everything you come across. It's natural to think, I might need this later. So you fill every inventory slot with random resources. The problem is when you finally find something important, your inventory is already full. Now you're deciding what to throw away, making extra trips home, or leaving valuable materials behind. Instead, give every trip a purpose. If you're mining, focus on ores. If you're gathering wood, focus on wood. Leave with a goal instead of trying to collect the entire region in one run. Once you get home, organize everything into storage chests, so you know exactly where your materials are the next time you need them. Your inventory should support your objective. Mistake number 3. Ignoring food buffs. A lot of new players treat food like it's nothing more than a health potion. Now, they eat whatever restores health and move on without ever looking at the buffs different meals provide. There are simple meals, feeling meals, solid meals, iconic meals, and through miscellaneouses here and there. Dragonwilds rewards players who prepare before they leave home. Better meals can give you advantages that make gathering easier, combat safer, and long expeditions much more manageable. Before entering a difficult region or taking on a challenging fight, spend a few moments cooking better food instead of relying on berries and basic meals. That preparation can be often make difference between surviving an encounter and making the long trip back to recovering your gear. Food isn't just healing, it's preparing. Mistake number 4. Never sleeping. It's easy to ignore sleep because the game doesn't force you to do it, and you are on a grind to go. Many players simply continue exploring through the night without thinking twice. While that works, nighttime also makes visibility work, makes navigation harder. It can slow down your overall progress simply because it's more difficult to see where you're going. Think about your adventures in cycles. Spend the day gathering resources and exploring, then return home and unload your inventory. Repair your equipment, organize your storage, and sleep before heading out again. Turning each expedition into a fresh start keeps your gameplay organized and your adventure much more efficient. Instead of going out and getting whacked by a guru at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's much more safer in the beginning. Mistake number 5. Leaving your home unprepared. We've all done it. You leave your base planning to gather a few resources, then you come to a spot in the cave. interesting, vault or a new region. Suddenly, you're much farther from home than you expected. When your weapon breaks, cool, you have a repair spell. Maybe you don't have that repair spell unlocked yet. You run out of food. That tends to happen. Or, now you're just trying to survive instead of explore. Great, welcome to Dragonwilds. Before leaving your base, a quick habit of checking your inventory. Bring enough food, repair your equipment, carry a few extra supplies, and think about where you're planning to go. Carry for where you plan to go. You don't want to over-encumber yourself. Spend 30 seconds preparing can easily save 30 minutes of recovering a mistake, and possibly bring back a few good resources. Mistake number 6. Gathering resources inefficiently. Early on, gathering resources one at a time feels perfectly normal. You chop one tree, mine one rock, and head home. But as your base grows, those small trips become incredibly inefficient. Instead, start thinking in batches. Wood, spend 20-30 minutes gathering nothing but wood. Need ore? Make an entire trip about mining. Build tree farms. Organize your crafting stations, and reduce unnecessary travel whenever possible. The more efficient your gathering becomes, the faster every future project gets. A great thing would be is always processing your raw mats to save time when you need them. That means when you get home, go ahead and process those raw materials. Throw them in your process chest, your leather chest, your threads chest. Doing that saves a lot of time. Mistake number 7. Spending rare materials too early. Unlocking a new crafting recipe is exciting. It is tempting to immediately build everything you can. But some materials are much harder to replace than others. If you spend those rare resources on equipment, you'll replace in an hour. You may find yourself unable to craft a much more valuable upgrade later. Before crafting with uncommon materials, ask yourself one simple question. Will I still be using this several hours from now? If the answer is no, consider waiting. A little patience can save a lot of grinding later, a lot of backtracking later. It's the way to go. Mistake number 8. Fighting everything you see. Combat is so fun. So naturally, many players attack every creature they come across. From Bramblemead smacking goblins and chickens to Whispering Swamp, smacking some poison rats. Eventually you get to Fell Hollow and you finally see your first zombie. Not every fight actually benefits you. Every battle costs weapon durability, food, armor durability, healing items, and most importantly, time. If an enemy isn't guarding something valuable or standing directly in your way, sometimes it's smarter to simply run past it. You will learn this valuable lesson when you reach Fell Hollow. Save your resources for encounters that matter, and you will spend far less time repairing gear or farming materials you don't need to lose in the first place. Mistake number 9. Never organizing your base. This goes back to the same mistake of number 6, as well as same mistake of number 2. At first, throwing everything into a random storage works fine. Then you have 10 chests. Suddenly opening every single chest, one just trying to find a stack of iron bars or a specific crafting material. Build good habits early. Give every chest a purpose. Keep wood together. Keep ores together. Keep food together. And crafting materials in their own dedicated storages. Little things like that does help. It may not sound exciting, but an organized base saves an incredible amount of time. And last but not least, mistake number 10. Treating Dragonwilds like a race. This is one mistake that I see is probably the biggest mistake. Players, it's just mental. Many people feel like they have to rush towards the strongest gear or finish every objective as quickly as possible. Dragonwild shines when you slow down. Build a better base than you need, explore paths that aren't marked on the map, experiment with different weapons, spells, and playstyles. You never know what you'll discover. Some of my favorite moments of Dragonwilds weren't planned at all. They just happened because I stopped rushing and let the world surprise me. The destination is fun, but the journey is what you'll remember. And that's it. In no particular order, those are the 10 of the biggest mistakes I see new players making in Dragonwilds. Hopefully this guide helps you avoid some unnecessary setbacks and makes your adventure through Ashenville a little smoother. If you've made any of these mistakes yourself, or you have one that I didn't mention, let me know down in the comments. I read every comment, and some of my future videos will be based on your suggestions. If you found this guide helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you left like a subscribe or something. My goal is to create clear, informative Dragonwilds guides that help both new and experienced players get the most out of the game. This is Thurnax. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragonwilds guide.